What's up, guys? Welcome to Night Terror Videos, and today we'll be looking at Eastern State Penitentiary, the most haunted place on Earth. Before I begin, you can check out my other awesome videos where I publish amazing content, so be sure to subscribe. By 1790, the Walnut Street Jail had seen its fair share of overcrowding. The Quakers of Philadelphia decided to organize a new way to rehabilitate the inmates. They believed that since monks manifested peace with God through solitary confinement and isolation, then so would the prisoners. In 1822, the construction began for the Eastern State Penitentiary. Opening its doors in 1829, the prison first housed 250 people. By 1913, the number of inmates grew to 1,700. Everyday practice. The sign-in procedure was normal. Each inmate was assigned a number on their coat as means of identification and never referred to by their name again. Each one was weighed and measurements of the body were taken. They got all the features of the inmate, such as hair and eye color, and gave them a pair of pants, one coat, 2 pairs of socks, 1 pair of shoes, and 2 handkerchiefs. Little did they know that this was the beginning of a pure nightmare. Right after sign-in, a mask was placed over the prisoner's head and he was taken to his cell. Anytime the inmate was taken anywhere, the mask was used. This was to help keep the prisoner unfamiliar with his surroundings in the event he tried to escape. This prison held a strict order for every inmate to remain in entire isolation for his entire sentence. Usually, this is only common when a prisoner has broken the rules, but not at Eastern State Penitentiary. This was an everyday practice. Total solitude. Inmates remained in their cells 23 hours a day, and for recreational time, each prisoner had a blocked-off small area to spend 1 hour outside a day, alone. Contact even with the guards was minimal. The only thing the 8x12 cell consisted of was a cot, a sink, a toilet, and a skylight window, so they could communicate and feel close to God. It was known as the Eye of God. They weren't allowed to have anything other than a Bible. To further the isolation, each cell had not only a steel cage door, but a sliding wood door as well, so the inmates couldn't see the guards, other inmates, and not even the halls. To help keep total silence in the facility, it is said that the guards wore socks on their feet to damper their footsteps. Although the prison officials would never admit it, instead of helping the inmates, this only drove them insane. Inmate punishment. Many men took their lives while incarcerated behind the walls of Eastern State. Talking, singing, humming, and whistling were not allowed at the prison, and breaking the rules was not tolerated and dealt with in outrageous and horrible ways. 3 of the most common forms of punishment at the prison were the mad chair, the water bath, the iron gag. The mad chair. Prisoners would take them to the mad chair. Their arms and legs would be restrained so tightly that circulation would be cut off, turning their skin black. This chair was commonly used in mental hospitals, but this was the first at a prison. They would be left for hours and sometimes for even a few days. Many of the inmates would not be able to walk for a few days or even a week. The water bath. They would strip the inmate of all of his clothing and drench them in cold water and chain them to a wall overnight. This was especially cruel and horrible punishment during the winter months because the water would freeze a layer of ice over the naked inmate during the night with the frigid temperature. The iron gag. The iron gag was also used to punish the prisoners. They would restrain the inmate's hands behind his back and then place the gag on his head. This device connected to the tongue and had a chain that connected from the gag to the hands. Any movement at all would result in terrible pain to the mouth and tongue. After being freed from the gag, many inmates would have bloody tongues and mouths. The hole. For more severe punishment, the inmates would be carried to the hole, which was a small room with no windows or lights and only a hole in the floor for using the restroom. All the clothes were taken from the prisoner, and they were only allowed 1 small ration of bread and water per day. Sometimes they would be left here for days or even a week. Closing down Eastern State Penitentiary. By 1970, the prison was in need of more repairs, and the cost of fixing all of the things that were needed would cost more than just building a new prison. The governor decided to build 4 new prisons to aid to the problem, and in 1971, Eastern State Penitentiary closed its doors. They only reopened them for a few months to help with the riots at the New Jersey prison. The prisoners were transferred, and the prison went back into the dark, where its doors would never be opened as a prison again. Eastern State Penitentiary hauntings. Some of the first reports of strange occurrences date back to the early 1900s. Many inmates and guards have reported hearing laughing when no one is there. Others state of hearing sobbing and moaning, but once again, no one would be there. Eerie screams echo through the halls of the now vacant building without any explanation. It seems that every square inch of this place is haunted to the max. Many paranormal investigators have gone to the prison with a staggering number of EVPs and other proof of evidence that this place truly is haunted. Lost souls. One can only expect for souls to be stuck here and causing havoc for all the pain they suffered and the torture they endured, which led to insanity for almost every inmate who was there. There are also many reports of the ghost of a guard standing in the watchtower. Perhaps he still feels he has to guard the yard and keep his work going. Anyone who steps foot in the prison states that you can feel the presence of something bad. Still to this day, sounds of insane inmates can be heard as they pace in their cells. Tours are available to the public, and if I go to Philly, I can guarantee you that I'm stopping here. This has to be one of the strangest places I have researched, and I'm convinced that this creepy old place is haunted. So plan a trip to this place, go in and strap yourself to the mad chair and see what happens, or stay overnight if you have the guts. One thing is for sure, one night in this place and the ghost won't be the only thing that's insane by sunrise. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. Also, if you have any paranormal story of your own and want us to make a video on it, let us know in the comments below. Be sure to tap that subscribe button if you want to get notified when we put up new videos. And also, be sure to download a free copy of Scariest Reddit Stories That Turned Out to Be True. Link in the description. Until next time.